Let me see. Uh, oh, what's up, Rambo? What's going on? Long time no see. Yeah, it's been a minute. Uh, yeah, I'm done with my writing and everything. I finished writing our Old Testament, so I'm reading right now. I'm back to reading and studying, and I just want to bring information. So shout out to my brother Rambo. What's up with you, man? All right. Um, Giving praise to the Heavenly Father. Thank my brother Rambo, and uh, I want to say is like I want to thank and give praises to the Father for letting me be able to come on here and give information. Um, Welcome to the YouTube channel. It's a lame video. I do not know how to edit, but hey, I'm gonna get there. So with that being said, the title of this video is David, a leader to the people, making supplication to the God of Israel only. Oh, when you read about the word of the Father, uh, most deaf. That's deep. That's deep. Yeah. So basically what I'm talking about is like I want to read off some prayers and things that that was mentioned in the book of Psalms to show what about David and his atrocities, what was going on with him. And we could actually go to the testimony, what took place with them, and see what was up with what was going on. And I'm just gonna read the ones where it's mentioned about David's atrocities, what position he was placed in, and then we're gonna read the story. And I'm gonna start off here in Psalms 3, right here. And Psalms 3 talks about a psalm of David when he fled from Absalom, his son, right? So when we go to 2 Samuel, we can go to 2 Samuel 15, and we're gonna read that, and then we're gonna come back to it, right? Because that's what I want brothers and sisters to see, is that this is why does the Father always make mention of David, and you'll see David always make mention of the Father, and then they back and forth communicating with one another, and it's a good collaboration to know who the Father is dealing with. So when we go right here in 2 Samuel 15, and I'm going to read the testimony, then I want to go back and read the prayer what was mentioned, that David had gave supplication to the Father during this atrocity. So right here it says in 2 Samuel 15, and it came to pass after this that Absalom prepared him chariots and horses and 50 men to run before him. And Absalom rose up early and stood beside the way of the gate. And it was so that when any man that had a controversy came to the king for judgment, then Absalom called unto him and said, of what city art thou? And what he said, thy servant is of one of the tribes of Israel. And Absalom came unto him, see, thy matters are good and right. But there is no man deputed of the king to hear thee. Absalom said, moreover, oh, that I were made judge in the land, that every man was have any suit or cause might come unto me, and I would do him justice. And it was so that when any man came nigh to him to do him obeisance, he put forth his hand and took him and kissed him. And on this manner did Absalom to all Israel that came to the king for judgment. So Absalom stole the hearts of the men of Israel. And it came to pass after 40 years that Absalom said unto the king, I pray thee, let's go and pay my vow, which I have vowed unto the Lord in Hebron. For thy servant vowed a vow while I abode at Geshur. Oh, what's up, Satanaya? My brothers, my sisters, they came back. They came back. Welcome, welcome. What's going on with you, sister? I ain't heard from you in a minute. Peace and blessings to my brothers and sisters, my brother Rambo and Satanaya. Welcome to the video. I'm glad y'all back. And basically, I was just going over scriptures about David making supplications and prayers to the Father. And so why is it important for us to study about King David? Because the Father sits teaching us, well, David is teaching us how we're supposed to be prayerful to our God. So when you read this in Psalms 3, it says a Psalm of David when he fled from Absalom, his son. Now this is the prayer. Lord, how are they increased that trouble me? Many are they that rise up against me, right? Many there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him in God, Selah. But thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory and the lifter up of my head. I cried unto the Lord with my voice, and he heard me out of his holy hill, Selah. I laid me down and slept. I awake, for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid of 10,000 of people that have set themselves against me round about. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for thou hast smitten all my enemies upon the cheekbones. Thou hast broken the teeth of the ungodly. Salvation belongeth unto the Lord. Thy blessing is upon thy people, Salah. So when you read this right here, right, you seeing this is David making supplication and prayer during the time that he was fleeing from his own son and Absalom. So that's, I'm going to go show you in 2 Samuel 15. And this is when it says, okay, and there came a messenger to David saying, the hearts of the men of Israel are after Absalom. And David said unto all the servants that were with him at Jerusalem, arise and let us flee, for we shall not else escape from Absalom. Make speed to depart, lest he overtake us suddenly and bring evil upon us and smite the city with the edge of the sword. So right here, we see right here, thank God. Thank you, Satanaya. It's good to hear from you. It's good to hear from you. Straight up. It's been a minute since I done did YouTube. So I was basically just studying. I wrote the book all the way from Genesis to Malachi. It's been completed. So I'm done with the writing all the books. Now I'm studying. And I think next I want to do on my YouTube channel, I would like to do the timeline, since I want to start off dealing with Genesis and the book of Job, and then go into the wilderness from Exodus until the middle of the book of Joshua. And so basically that's what I'm trying to get an understanding, and then deal with the end time prophecies, how they go in and out, dealing with each prophet that prophesied about things what to happen in the end time. So it's good to hear from you, Satanaya, my brother Rambo. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for tuning in to the channel, right? So so I just want to just show how David is the apple of the Father's eye. Not only David, but we talked about just Israel as well. But the only reason why I was referring to David is because the Father said he's going to use David. And David is to bring judgment on the world, right? So with that being said right there, I just read Psalms 3 about the prayer what was made to the God of Israel. And hold on for a moment. Yeah. I check this out, right? Uh what I want to do is that due to the fact that all the books is being wrote, I want to do a timeline, and I'm hoping and praying if we as brothers and sisters could join together and get an understanding together. Like, hey, this my email, and what I'm gonna do is for my brothers and sisters that do want to read the word is this. Uh, Sadanaya, let me know whatever it is that you want to go over for studying, and we could go through the timelines and go over notes and information and stuff like that, and then get an understanding from there. And just talk about it. If you got any questions, I'm here. So this is my email, focuslife72@gmail.com. You can get a hold of me on this email address. And man, I mean, we can just chop it up. And I'm gonna start doing PowerPoint presentation, doing notes. I'm gonna be sharing screens up on a YouTube channel. So man, just stay coming around and kick it with me now, so we can fellowship and build. You know what I'm saying? So I look forward to that building with my brothers and sisters, that we can come together and I mean just share information. You know what I'm saying? So hey, I look forward to hearing from y'all. Right. Uh, I look forward to the Saturday night. Thank you again. Right. Uh, this everything I wrote. This everything I wrote. And I got binders, everything. So the reason why I started writing was because I wanted to understand the word of God and prepare myself for what's to take place in the end time. So with that being said, it's just like I want to get it right. And so I'm trying to, me and my wife, we try to work together and get some understanding so we know what's to take place in the end time. And we just want to prepare ourselves. And it seemed like it was more better for me to write it out. Because in Deuteronomy 6 and 9, it tells you that we're supposed to have a copy of the word. And the best thing about this, sisters and brothers, there's no New Testament attached to this. The New Testament is not attached to this. Everything up in here is nothing but words from the Father. That's all it is. So What and this will help me better to understand, and I thank God for dealing with me up on this matter. And so I'm glad that He allowed me to finish writing it. So now, only thing I'm going over it again is to study and get the understanding of it. So this is book 2. Let me put some stuff together. And so what I did was, what's up, Uziel? I got my brother Uziel here. My sister asked a question. So how is David supposed to lead us in this time? I read a lot about him, but it's hard to know who to look for when there are so many false prophets and Messiah. Okay, check this out, sister. When you read about all the prophecies, what's to take place with King David, read Psalms 89 is the main important one, because the Father talks about him making a covenant with King David and and his descendants. So the Father made a covenant with David and his seed after him about them sitting on the throne, keeping the covenant. And if they didn't keep the covenant, that he would still punish them, but he said that the scepter should not depart from Judah. And when you look about the things that was coming about with King David, you would look up in Hosea 3 and 5. It said, look for David in the latter days. Look for God in David in the latter days. And then you can look at Isaiah 2 when it talks about the Lord God of Israel and it talks about his majesty. Look up in Isaiah. You can read the whole entire chapter, Isaiah 2, but focus mainly up into Isaiah 2 and 10 and Isaiah 2 and 19 about David is bringing judgment. Psalms, the 2nd chapter. We can see Isaiah 40 to Isaiah 55. And when you read up in those chapters from Isaiah 40 all the way to Isaiah 55, you're going to see the Father speaking to David, and then you're going to hear David speaking to the Father. They both is collaborating, like they both validating each other's word. And this is how you know that is the Father and David both communicating, especially when you read about 1 Chronicles 17, where the Father is giving David a future prophecy about Israel being placed back in their land and no longer being removed. When you tie that with Amos 9 and 11 through 13, where he tells you that Israel should no longer be removed from their land and they will never be oppressed again. So when you look up in those scriptures right there, you're going to see the Father speaking in a couple of verses, and then you're going to see King David speaking. So I want to do a room with that with Isaiah 40 to Isaiah the 55th chapter. And I wanted to go from there to show how it's more than just one person talking. Because a lot of people will sit back and say, well, in Isaiah 6, they believe that that's Isaiah talking, right? Let me just give an example. I'm going to give an example, right? This is I'm strayed away from the topic of the room, the video, but I just want to show my sister something, right? Isaiah 6, and I think it's only 13 verses. Isaiah 6, it says, in the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon the throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Above it stood the seraphims, each one had 6 wings, with twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. And one cried unto another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the post of the door moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke. Then said I, Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. Then flew one of the seraphims unto me, having a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with the tongue from off the altar. And he laid it upon my mouth and said, Lo, this hath touched thy lips, and thy iniquity is taken away, and thy sin purged. Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said I, Here am I send me. And he said, Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make hearts of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, Until the cities be wasted without inhabitants, and the houses without men, and the land be utterly desolate. And the Lord have removed men far away, and there'll be a great forsaking in the midst of the land. But ye in it shall be a tent, and it shall return, and shall be eaten as a teil tree, and as an oak whose substance is in them. When they cast their leaves, so the holy seed shall be the substance thereof. So check this out, right? Isaiah 6, brothers would say that's Isaiah talking about because they say it's in the book of Isaiah. But no, I wouldn't say it's Isaiah's talking, it's King Uzziah's talking. Because you got to understand this. If you go to Exodus 33, check this out. Remember when Moses asked to see the glory of the Lord, and the Father told him that no one could look upon his countenance in the Exodus 33. You know what I'm saying? Because he said if anybody was to gaze upon him, that they was going to die, right? Uzziah died, and right here in Isaiah 6. And this is where you see that King Uzziah is seeing the glory of the Lord. Because he lets you know, hey, I think it's somewhere in Hosea when it says that you're going to see your maker. So when you die, the Father lets you know you're going to see him. You're going to see him. So when King Uzziah died, he seen the Father. He seen the seraphims and everything. And look at the responsibility he gave to King Uzziah. He said, also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said I, Here am I, send me. This is King Uzziah's talking. Because if you read the story about Isaiah's return, Isaiah is mentioned in Isaiah 26 and 19. And Isaiah is talking about singing praises to the Father. So when you talk about in Isaiah 6, we know that's talking about King Uzziah. When he died, he seen the Father. Right? I'm going to show you in Exodus 33, where the Father says that no one is able to gaze upon the Father. All right? Exodus 33. Let me see where I'm going to start. I'm going to start at Exodus 33, verse 16. It says, For wherein shall it be known here that I and thy people have found grace in thy sight? Is it not in that thou goest with us to ship with us, so shall we be separated, I and thy people, from all the people that are upon the face of the earth. And the Lord said unto Moses, I will do this thing also that thou hast spoken, for thou hast found grace in my sight, and I know thee by name. And he said, I beseech thee, show me thy glory. And he said, I will make all my goodness pass before thee, and I will proclaim the name of the Lord before thee, and will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and will show mercy on whom I will show mercy. And he said, thou canst not see my face, for there shall no man see me and live. So he lets you know right here, anyone was to gaze upon the Father, he said that you was not going to live. So when you go back into Isaiah 6, right, when it's talking about the person that looked upon the seraphims and everything, that he said he seen the glory of the Father, this is King Uzziah who died. And it was King Uzziah who was the one who seen the glory of the Father. But people would say, well, that's talking about, that's Isaiah speaking. No, that's not Isaiah speaking. Isaiah documented what Uzziah said, because if you remember, this is Isaiah 1. Isaiah is present during the time of Uzziah's, Jotham, Ahaz, and Isaiah 1, verse 1, the vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem and the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, king of Judah. So Isaiah wrote about these kings. This is what he wrote about. So when you're talking about, I'm going to go back to King David now, but I just wanted to show about Uzziah. When you look up in the thing, when we talk about David, look at the responsibility was given to David. Well, we got false prophets. And that's true. We do got false prophets and people claiming to be King David. But see, the whole thing is this, right? The Father said, for one, he was going to strengthen David. And when you look at Psalms 89, verse 20 and 21, the same way that the Father used Moses, he said he was going to strengthen King David in that same manner. So we know the Father is using King David. When you read the entire chapter of Psalms 89, the Father said David is supposed to be head of the heathen. He said David is to judge the nation. David in Ezekiel 34 and 23, David is to feed the sheep. David is to be king over the whole entire world. When you look up in Daniel 7, verse 13 and 14, he said power and dominion was given unto him. This is the Father acknowledging David to rule over Israel, and what's mentioned up in Isaiah 40 and 10 that he said David is going to rule on behalf of the Father. So you just got to look at the prophecies of what the Father said David is going to do, and you could go from there. Because a lot of people are just going over here just ranting and trying to mislead people and get them into all type of misleading conditions. Well, hey, you don't want to be judged, because in Deuteronomy 13, the Father said, don't let nobody deceive you. So when it talks about David, read the responsibility that the Father has given David in order to know who is David and what is David's going to do. That's it. I mean, it's plenty of scriptures. Like I said, Isaiah 40 through Isaiah 55, all those chapters speaking about the Father and King David and the nation of Israel, because it tells you about the blessings of what else going to take place on a return. Where he said the heathen is going to witness everything. You see what I'm saying? So this is what we look at right there. But I want to get back to this, right? This is Psalm 51, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. When Nathan the prophet came unto him, he had gone into Bathsheba. So we know this story take place in was death. That's it. That's it. In Psalms 51, we see to the chief musician of Psalm of David when Nathan the prophet came unto him after he had gone into Bathsheba. So when you read about this prayer right here, you could go to 2 Samuel, the 12th chapter, and this is exactly what took place with them, right? This is a supplication prayer made according to 2 Samuel 12. David said right here, have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness, according unto the multitude of thy tender mercies. Blot out my transgression, wash me thoroughly from my iniquities, and cleanse me from my sins. For I acknowledge my transgression, and my sin is ever before me. Against thee only have I sinned and done this evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Behold, thou desire truth in the inward parts, and the hidden parts thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Hide thy face from my sins, and blot out all my iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O God, thou God of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. O Lord, open thou my lips, and my mouth shall show forth thy praise. For thou desire not sacrifice, else will I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. The sacrifice of God are a broken spirit and a broken and a contrite heart. O God, thou wilt not cleanse. I said, thou wilt not despise. Do good in thy good pleasure unto Zion. Build thou the walls of Jerusalem. Then shalt thou be pleased with the sacrifice of righteousness, with burnt offerings on whole burnt offerings. Then shall they offer bullocks upon the altar. So right here, you see right here, this is a prayer that David made when Nathan came to him and told him that he had ended up killing Uriah and slept with Bathsheba. And you see right here in Psalms 51, to the chief musician of Psalm of David, when Nathan the prophet came in unto him after he had gone into Bathsheba. So you can read the story up in 2 Samuel chapter 11, what David actually did. And then you can read 2 Samuel 12 chapter when Nathan actually came to David and told him what he had did wrong. All right. So we see that's right there. And then let's see right here. This is Psalms 52. To the chief musician, master of Psalm of David, when Doeg the Edomite came and told Saul and said unto him, David is come to the house of Abimelech. And you can read those two chapters in 1 Samuel 21 and 22 about how Doeg went and spied on David when he went to Abimelech the priest and ate the showbread and took the sword of Goliath, what took place with them. And Doeg went back and told Saul what all he had seen. So this is the prayer right here concerning 1 Samuel 21 and 22 in those two chapters. It says, to the chief musician Maskil, Psalm of David, when Doeg the Edomite came and told Saul and said unto him, David is come to the house of Ahimelech. He said, why boastest thou thyself the mischief of mighty men? The goodness of God endureth continually. The tongue devises mischief like a sharp razor working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness. Selah. Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue. God shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place and root thee out of the land of the living. Selah. The righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him. Lo, this is the man that made not God his strength, but trust in the abundance of his riches and strengthen himself in his wickedness. But I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. I trust in the mercy of God forever and ever. I will praise thee forever because thou hast done it, and I will wait on thy name, for it is good before thy saints. So right here, we see that David is making a supplication. This is a prayer during this journey to Ahimelech. And though it expired on David and went back and told Saul what took place with David on his visitation with Ahimelech. So you could go back and read 1 Samuel 21 and 1 Samuel 22 concerning Psalms 52. All right. This one right here in Psalms 54. So the chief musician of Naganoth masculine, a psalm of David, when Zipham came and said to Saul, do not David hide himself with us. And you'll see this in also in Psalm 63, but you can read it up in 1 Samuel 23. And this is when David hid himself amongst the Kenites. Ziphamites. Sorry about that. David hid himself amongst the Ziphites. And we can read this right here in Psalms 54. These is prayers made to the God of Israel. And this is why David is acknowledged, because right. And see, the thing about this, Sadaniah, that they talks about JC being perfect. And the truth is this: when you read the story about David, the Father is showing you, when it comes down to David, that you can do wrong and the Father forgive you for it. And that's why I say to people, if you was always perfect and you never did anything wrong, how can the God of Israel forgive you if you perfect? And that's the whole thing about what I see with David, because even though he sinned, the Father still say he had mercy upon him in 2 Samuel 12, verse 13. You see what I'm saying? So, and he tells that to us, like you say, even though your sins be red and crimson as scarlet, I will make them white as snow. He's telling you, I will forgive you. I will forgive you. So look at all the sin that we done did in the world, right? If David was an example of the Father forgiving us, how do we know if God will forgive us? What's up with you, Ro? What's going on? This is my brother, Ro. Shalom, shalom. Yeah. So my thing is this: how do you know if you can be forgiven if you never committed any sin? And this is the whole point about David. David committed the sin, and the Father had mercy upon him. He was willing to forgive him. He was willing to forgive him. Yeah. So this is what we got to acknowledge, that when we do wrong, we have to pray to the Father in order to be forgiven. Okay, let me read this prayer by David in Psalm 54 when he ran and hid amongst the Ziphims. In Psalms 54, it says, "Save me, O God, by thy name, and judge me by thy strength. Hear my prayer, O God, give ear to the words of my mouth. For strangers are risen up against me, and oppressors seek after my soul. They have not set God before them, Selah. Behold, God is my helper. The Lord is with them that uphold my soul. He shall reward evil unto my enemies, cut them off in thy truth. I will freely sacrifice unto thee. I will praise thy name, O Lord, for it is good." Right? "For he hath delivered me out of all trouble, and my eye have seen his desire upon my enemies." And so this is the thing. When you read these things in the book of Psalms, you're going to always read about David making prayer to the Father. He never prayed in the name of JC, not one time. He never knew the nigga, never knew him, none whatsoever. People will sit over here and lie and say about the New Testament, and we as Israel hasn't gone into the wilderness. We haven't been judged. The nations hasn't been judged. Yep. he said most camp teachers cut them off in thy truth. That is the false teacher of our nation, most camp teachers. Most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah. Okay. Here go another prayer. And this is in Psalms 56. Yeah. Psalms 56. And it says, "To the chief musician upon Anathoth Rekokim, minstrel of David, when the Philistine took him in Gath." And this took place in 1 Samuel, the 27th chapter. This took place in 1 Samuel. So when you read Psalm 56, go back and read 1 Samuel 27. Right. Right. So check this out. Psalms 56. This is what David prayed to the Father, the God of Israel. "Be merciful unto me, O God, for men will swallow me up. He fighting daily oppress me. My enemies will daily swallow me up, for they be many that fight against me. What time am I afraid? I will trust in thee. In God will I praise his word. In God I have put my trust. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me. Every day they wrest my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They gather themselves together. They hide themselves. They mark my steps when they wait for my soul. Shall they escape by iniquity and thy anger cast down the people, O God? Thou tellest my wandering. Put thou my tears into thy bottle. Are they not in thy book? When I cry unto thee, then shall my enemies turn back. This I know, for God is for me. And God will I praise his words, and the Lord will I praise his word. In God have I put my trust. I will not be afraid what men can do unto me. Thy vows are upon me, O God. I will render praises unto thee. For thou hast delivered my soul from death. Will not thou deliver my feet from falling, that I may walk before God in the light of the living? So right here, David is making prayers to the Creator. You don't see him praying in JC's name, not one time. Not once you're going to see this. So it was a brother, he going to ask me about 2 Samuel 23, when he said that this person didn't rotate, claiming that he was David. Uh-oh. I don't know. I don't remember. It was a brother that did claim that he was King David, and I had blocked him off the YouTube channel. So I don't know. I have to go back and look at that video. Right. Uh-oh. I hope that it ain't true. Because, see, the thing is, like what you saying, Satanaya, is a lot of people over here claiming that they David, and a lot of people going to be in a heap of trouble over here saying something. Uh-oh. Yes, he did. Oh, man, we can't do that, bro. We can't do that. And see, this is the problem. I get what you're saying, sis. Ooh, I wish I could bring you up on here. Let me see. I wanna. Satanaya. Let me see this. All right. SAIBANARAA. I wanted to actually Satanaya wanted to come up on the platform. Yeah. And see, this are the things. Who did this, Satanaya? She going in. What's going to be the review today? Yeah. But I just got my wires done on my braces. Now, and see, that's when you go into Jeremiah 3:19. Not claiming God. Come, y'all don't give a fair judgment. Hey, my girl going there. Come here, babe. Oh, my girl Satanaya going there no road. It said he claimed to be King David, and she just busting him out. She said, and then he said he made a fake page. How come y'all don't? If you claim to be King David, you ain't King David, bro. You're not King David at all. So I mean, we can't go through this and start making false accusations now. And that's a look. My girl just went in.
So you can't be something that you gotta ask questions about, because King David know his place and know what he's supposed to do. Simple.
Yeah.
Point blank. Shouldn't even be on the page.
Okay, this is where it started off at.
You done with the video?
No, I'm still doing the video, but my girl just, she don't want to stop my whole information.
That he was king shouldn't be telling.
That's what it started. That's what it started. It all went down all down here. So my girl, she just getting it in. She ain't playing. What's the law? Tell them Saturday, what's the law? Rebuke your brother. Fairly upright is the law. Is this what Christ would do to the people? Oh no, dude, we ain't finna do this. We ain't finna do this.
We don't do the JC part. Nope.
Be telling y'all what to do. I should be telling. He said I should be telling y'all what to do. Now, okay, that's cool. So since you feel that way, let's see.
Don't think
No,
so.
no. Because I want to know. But see, we not finna do this one. We're not finna do this. But one is this. When we got people over here claiming to be something that they not, you make a problem for yourself. Because when Job, or what it said, Job 32, verse 21 and 22. Now, let me read Job 32, right? It says, and he said, let me not, I pray you, accept any man's person, neither let me give flattering titles unto men. For I know not to give flattering titles, in so doing, my maker will soon take me away. And this is what he's telling you, and I love that. Look at the sister, she's bringing up Leviticus 19:17. She going. Is she going in? You want, okay. Do you want to come on? Okay. Come Oh man. Um Why you say it don't sound like him? You this don't sound like you. Y'all done became a hot mess. I guess I'm gonna go back to this information thing. Sadanaya, do you want to come on? I want to okay. Who are you to jump at me from my morning to broadcast? I wish I could put this up. Okay, it's cool. Well, I'm finna leave y'all alone. I'm finna leave y'all alone. But thank you anyway, so I mean, like I said, Leviticus 19:17. If that brother's out there going around say that he King David, he bogus for saying that. So I mean, like, hey man, you gotta come off with that one. So, but y'all got me geek. I ain't gonna lie. See the what just took place. This is shocking. I gotta find a way. Okay, here we go. Man, you just gonna delete that comment. Uh, I went and deleted the comments and took them off. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. Uh, yeah, we don't need to do this. I mean, that's crazy. But I get what you saying, Silent Night. I didn't know. I didn't remember that he was the one that was doing it because I thought it was somebody else. There was another guy that I blocked that claimed that he was King David. So now we not doing that one. We waiting on the Father and King David to come in order to bring us from our captivity. But basically what I was trying to show is this, right? When you look at these prayers and the book of Psalms, David is making supplications and prayer to the God of Israel. And with that being said, it is this. Psalm 62 said David only prayed to the God of Israel only. He never gave no prophecy about Christ. He never knew anything about the new book. We're still waiting on a new covenant to come. And with that being said, it's just like, hey, I mean, it's true. So, and that's what I said. And I'm glad that the sister Saturday spoke out. And I thank you, sister, for doing that. And but again, when you read those psalms that was given to us in First Chronicles 16. Woo, she ain't no joke. I appreciate it. And one day I do want you to come up on my platform. And I'm looking forward for you to come around. So, yeah. So again, I mean, check out those Psalms up in the book of Psalms, those prayers that was mentioned to you up in the video. I am shocked. I am shocked. But give him praise to the Father. I thank you for letting me be able to do this video. That's what David said to the God of Israel, Selah. Again, you got my email address. Selah, Saturday, if you want to the scriptures and everything where we could go through King David, I appreciate it. Get up with me on my email, giving praise to the Heavenly Father God, Selah. And man, love my brothers and sisters. I hope y'all tune in again and check me out on another video. This has been a doozy. Saturday night, you kicked it off. I know why, but I'm glad she did. But talk to you later and see you again. Bye.